coming for studies, coming for work, or rejoining our different families. And these are the categories of people we welcome in our centers, those who have trouble and struggling to get the papers. So an estimated 281 million people, approximately 3.6% of the world's population, currently live outside their country. And it is important to know that Africa is not the most kind of populated people in Germany or in Europe per se. The highest number of migrants and refugees in Africa is found in Africa and not in Europe. Do we get that? So when we see a black nigger or a woman on the street, we don't think that we have all Africans in Europe because of migrants. No, we still have refugees and many more refugees living in Africa. I can tell you of my experience in Uganda, can tell you refugee camp in Congo, can tell you about refugee camp in Kenya, can tell you about refugee camp in Zambia, I've been to, and the highest number of concentration of African migrants are in Africa, not in Europe. Therefore, I will basically talk about irregular migrants. Means people who secretly crossing borders, scaling fences, or contacting smugglers who ship them across bodies of water, deserts, and conflict zones. They often leave their families and friends behind. Their journey usually burden them with debt, and they have to borrow money to cross over. They have to borrow money to get the document. At times it doesn't work. And we also have a center, unlike in Castro, we have a center in Bamako at the border with Burkina Faso, where we have people after crossing the desert, and then it becomes very dangerous. We have groups like they migrate despite this lack of information. And another thing is gender responsive information campaigns, awareness. We can have something like this, but a kind of a campaign raising awareness to support people who want to move out from Nigeria, who want to travel. Not only from Nigeria, maybe we have to think a bit outside box. To think of migration is not only African problem, it's a humanitarian problem. It touches every country. So can we effect some changes to help people by making some campaigns, awareness raising events, and the party a significant role in the economic and social development of their countries. What is at stake is that many of these women are not recognized by their countries, by their states, by their communities, by their different cultures. But there are women who are active. I therefore challenge you to join. Whether you are recognized or what, we start slowly from where you are as a simple and little humble Ezinne women group, and then we build up from there, and maybe one day people will begin to talk about you. You just begin to sow a seed today, and tomorrow other birds of the sky can fly to make their nets on it and have a good time with us.
Thank you.
Father Peter, I was corrected by Mr. Tony. Thanks for the to acknowledge that fact.